Hey guys, welcome to Rite Celebrity. Numerous celebrities have been arrested, jailed, or even served time in prison over the years. These offenses have ranged from minor drug or alcohol charges to more serious crimes. Today we're counting down top 10 celebrities that went to prison. So, let's go on into the list. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian was arrested for DUI in 2008 and ordered to attend alcohol education classes. She violated her parole by missing classes and was sentenced to 30 days in jail. Due to overcrowding, she was only detained for 3 hours before being released. Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney was imprisoned in Japan for 9 days after being caught with marijuana in his luggage. In order to obtain his travel visa, he had previously signed an affidavit confirming that he did not use drugs, and the penalty for such a crime could have been up to 7 years hard labor. Vbyz Kartel. Kartel is serving a life sentence for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams and will be eligible for parole after 35 years. Despite being imprisoned, he has remained active in the music industry, releasing dozens of songs each year since his incarceration. Nicole Richie. Nicole Richie was arrested for drunk driving in 2003 and again 3 years later after being spotted driving the wrong way on an LA freeway. She pled guilty to DUI and received a 4-day jail sentence, 3 years probation and alcohol education program, and a $2,048 fine. Nicole spent only 82 minutes of her sentence because she was 5 months pregnant at the time. R. Kelly. The racketeering trial of R&B singer R. Kelly in New York has been pushed back again, and it could affect his case in Chicago. Kelly's trial on charges he recruited underage girls for sex was initially set to start in April, but the judge said holding a jury trial in a pandemic is not realistic, so the date has been pushed to August. Kelly was supposed to go to trial on separate charges in Chicago in September, but his lawyer said that he is also unlikely to take place. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges and is being held without bail in federal prison in Chicago. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage was arrested in New Orleans in 2011 after being seen arguing with his wife Alice in the early hours of the morning. He was arrested and charged with domestic abuse and disturbing the peace after allegedly taunting police officers. Later that day, he was released and the charges against him were dropped. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan is no stranger to prison. She has been arrested for theft during under the influence and drug possession over the years. She was first imprisoned for 1 day in 2007 after pleading guilty to 2 counts of being under the influence of a controlled substance and pleading no contest to DUI and reckless driving. She also served time in 2011 after being sentenced to 30 days in jail for violating probation in both the DUI and necklace theft cases. Paris Hilton. In 2006, Paris Hilton was arrested for driving under the influence. She was sentenced to 3 years of probation and alcohol education classes a few months later. She violated her probation later that year and was sentenced to 45 days in jail. Due to a medical condition, her lawyer was able to get her reassigned to monitored house arrest for the next 40 days after only 4 days in jail. Unfortunately, she was summoned to court the next day and ordered to serve her sentence in jail. She returned to jail and served half of her sentence before being released for good behavior and overcrowding. Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was arrested in Miami for drag racing and driving under the influence. He told police he had been smoking marijuana and taking prescription medication. Justin was charged with DUI, resisting arrest, and driving without a valid driver's license, which resulted in a 24-hour jail sentence. Justin pled guilty to careless driving and resisting arrest as part of a plea deal. He donated $50,000 to a youth charity and agreed to 12 hours of anger management counseling, as well as participation in a program that teaches about the effects of drunken driving on victims. The charge of DUI was dropped. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. was arrested for speeding in 1996 and charged with driving under the influence, as well as possessing heroin, cocaine, crack, and a pistol in his car. He served time in prison and treatment before being sentenced to 6 months in prison for breaking his parole. He was sentenced to 3 years in the California Substance Abuse Treatment Facility and State Prison in 1999 after failing one of his court-ordered drug tests. A court decided after a year in prison that his total time in detention facilities qualified him for early release. So guys, you can let us know in the comments below what you want to see in the next video. If you are new to our channel, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. And finally, thanks for watching!